So Amsterdam was another stop on my sabbatical journey. It was actually the first stop in Europe. Just came from the continent of Africa, and then I came to Amsterdam. Amsterdam is known for their smoke shops, but what it really should be known for is the aggressiveness of the bikers. Okay, pedestrians, beware and be afraid. Be very afraid. Make sure you are looking down to see you are in the proper lane when you are on the street, that you are in the walking lane and not the bike lane, because bikers will show you no mercy. They are very unforgiving for pedestrians, especially tourists, because mostly it's outsiders who don't know the appropriate lanes, and to know that there is a lane strictly for you. And if you are on a bike, which you will find yourself on a bike, I mean, you're in Amsterdam, you gotta get a bike. It's like a biker's place. Please do brush up on your biking skills. Test some speed days. Like, just go fast. Go as fast as you can. Like, go to the park, because the bikers are aggressive. They're worse than drivers in New York, I promise you. When I was riding the bike and it was windy, I went in the cold. It was freezing. And this is back in 2019. So please bear with me with my footage, because I had an old phone back then, and this is me recalling those moments. But it was cold, it was windy, and the sun decides when it wants to come out in Europe during the winter. And this was pre-COVID. Like, COVID popped off a few months shortly after this. So I was in Johannesburg. So I had this little jacket. I had that made right before leaving. I had this bomber jacket made. I had no idea what I was getting into. It was summertime in Johannesburg at this time. So I was saying bye to all the beautiful friends that I met. And I met up with my friend that I taught in South Korea. She threatened me. She said, if you go back to the States without visiting me, I'll be very sad. So I had to go see her, and she gave me some scarf and a hat, because I just wasn't ready. I was not prepared. And I had no idea that I would be stopping in Europe. My plan after being in Africa, and there are videos of my journey throughout Africa, was to go straight home. But I came here, and I'm happy I did, because it felt like New York, like the architecture. I mean, the Dutch design parts of New York, and you get to see the blueprint, the original, being here. And the canals are really nice, and you see the bikes. Like, I'm telling you, get your biking game up before going. And you might want to try to go in the summer, because the winter is brutal unless you like the cold and gloomy days. But the nighttime was the best time. The nights, even though it was cold, the nights, the energy at night is different. It's lit up at night. And food, because there's such a melting pot, there's so much food you can try. This was a Moroccan place. This place closed down, I found out later. Moroccan food, Middle Eastern food. It's just a plethora of different things. The streets, right? These cute little quaint side streets. I mean, a bike again, and the museum. I went to the Rux Museum. I stayed like literally in the center of town. The Rux Museum was probably like a 10 to 15 minute walk. I did not go to another museum in Europe. After going to this museum, I felt like it was just stolen artifacts from places I visited in Africa. And this man was from Suriname, and they had very little information about him. And so much happened in Suriname with the slaves that were there that, I don't know, I felt shortchanged on that piece of the history. But the art is beautiful if you go see different parts. It just wasn't my favorite, and I had no interest, but it did show you the spirit of the people, the rebellious spirit of the people. We did do a ferry ride to one of the biggest flea markets in Europe. That was fun. And there is a station for all the bikes. So you can ride your bike to the ferry, and there's a bike station. I don't have any images of the warehouse. I wish I did, but I don't have any, because it was really cool. I wound up getting a coat, because I was not prepared for the cold. So I did get a coat. This coat, I still have this yellow coat, and that's what I wore when I went through the rest of Europe, because I needed that. Best part to me, like, I know people want to know about the smoke shops, and the smoke shops are underwhelming. I'm so sorry. Like, they call them cafes, right? You would think because Amsterdam is known for that you can smoke everywhere. You can't. Like, smoking is not legal in the streets. That's not fun, right? Like, you can't smoke everywhere, and they anticipate that. So you have to be in the cafes, and they have pre-rolls from California that are overly priced, like overly priced. The better part was the baked goods, like getting edibles. That's what I did. And I bought a few. The theater was really nice. We went and we saw a movie. Knives Out had just been released that year. And the movie theater was like going out. I don't know if you ever saw the original movie Annie, and they took Annie out to the movies. That's what it felt like. It felt like just this regal experience. And that was so much fun. Like the best movie theater that I entered. Beautiful. And walking around at night, right? So you bike or you walk. If you do find yourself there, I was there in December. Christmas markets are huge throughout Europe in the winter, and you can find their local foods. They have like these little tiny pancakes that are popular out there, so you can get the local foods. And the glue wine, it's like a mulled wine. I'm probably pronouncing it completely wrong. And it's nice because it's so cold outside, so it's either that or hot chocolate. So that was cool. And yeah, but it was underwhelming. So the best part though was meeting this painter, and I spoke about him in my other video. I started with my last stop in Europe, which was Malaga, Spain. But this man, I stayed again with my friend. We taught together in South Korea, and the home that she was working, the family that she was working from, they were from England, but there was this painter in there this particular day, and he was French. And he started speaking to me. We share each other's stories. We bonded through just different experiences that we had with life. He was impressed with me, my journey, where I've been. And I was telling him that the next stops, like I decided I was going to go take a bus to Paris. And I'm going to talk about that bus in a second. So I was taking the bus to London, and then I was taking a bus to Paris. And after that, I didn't know where I was going. So I was looking up Italy. Milan had like flights for $22, but it was so cold, and I was complaining of the cold. Like we were inside during the day, and he said, if you're complaining about the cold, Milan is not for you. He was like, it's only like to shop. Like you just go to shop. And I didn't want to shop. I didn't want anything designer. Like, that wasn't my intention for this journey. I was grieving. Like I had just lost my father, and that was the purpose of me being on this sabbatical journey. So it wasn't really to go shop at fancy places. So he told me about Malaga. Malaga is the south of Spain, and I had no idea of this region or the town. I never even heard of it. And he said the weather was mild and that there will be people like him, old people. And I was fine with that because I feel like if I was ending my journey, let me do it more laid back. So I looked it up, and I saw that the Moors were there, their architecture was still there, and I just had to. It just piqued my interest. And he was telling me about Granada and the tapas there. So I was sold. And the flight was still affordable, so I decided to go there. And I was looking forward to finally being in warm weather. But it was this man playing a role in my journey. I met him early too. It was like maybe my third day there. And that's what led me to going. But Amsterdam was kind of underwhelming for me. The highlight, honestly, was meeting that painter who helped confirm the journey and helped me really finalize some of the details for my journey throughout Europe. But that's Amsterdam. So next up on my sabbatical journey will be London. Yes, that will be the next video. The next video will be me taking this bus. The Flix bus. You can take it. It does travel. It goes by water. So I know you're wondering, like, how the heck do you get across the water? This tunnel. So I remember I started my journey at night. I took a night bus, and I'm on it. You go through the whole customs area, and once you get back on the bus, they go through this almost like a freight canister is the best way I can describe it. Like going into a canister, and I'm thinking we're gonna go out like a tunnel. Each bus almost had their own cart, and then this gate comes down, and the bus turns off the air. So at this point, I think I'm starting to hyperventilate. And once that gate went down, I can't tell you what happened next because I think I passed out. It was a done deal for me, but it helped me sleep because I just remember waking up and I was no longer in that tunnel. I woke up and we were in Belgium, and I got off the bus. It had to be like 3 or 4 a.m. and it was brick cold. I got off the bus just to say that I planted my feet on Belgium soil. And yeah, so I took that bus and I made it to England. And that will be the next video. I love London. London was one of my favorite stops on the sabbatical. Let me know if your experience was different than mine. If you did go in the winter, how did you brave it? And if you went in the spring, what was different for you? How did you enjoy it?